Okay, so I just showed you how to log in and how to create your account. So now that you've done that, it'll take you to a screen, and the screen will say all kinds of things, but you want to create a project. Let's go ahead and play like we're going to do the Electoral College. So in that case, and you need to think of a title. The title might change, but that's what will pop up here, and you'll know you may be doing this for another class. You could be doing this for government. All of your projects are going to fall under here, but keep this one where you'll know this is English 1302. Go over here and click on new project. Give it a title. I'll say by Electoral College. Just cutesy. Doesn't have to be. All right. Now you need to make sure two more things are checked. It should already be on MLA. All right. MLA, and which is the only one we use in this class. You're not elementary level, so you won't do that. You're not secondary, you're post-secondary. So you're going to take the advanced form of citations. So just make sure that you give it a title here, that this is checked here, and that this is checked here. Then you submit it. All right, so there it is. And you're going to click on it and kind of watch up here. Okay, it says research question and thesis statement. Well, you're going to have to already know what that is. So let's just say, because I want to demolish or abolish this, I'm going to say, what are the reasons why the Electoral College should no longer exist? Okay, this is my guiding question through all of this. Why? So I am going to tell you why. I'm not going to get off the subject. I'm going to stick on the reasons why it's bad. Okay. Now, also, it helps within the next couple of weeks to develop a thesis. But with this question, you're going to be doing a lot of research before you come up with your thesis, because you might decide that it's a good thing. So you may be changing several of these things, but it could be Electoral college should stay or something like that. So all of this can change with a click of a mouse, okay, and typing some things in. So, but for right now, I'm going to say the Electoral College. Now, your thesis should always have a should or a must in it, because that means it's persuasive. You're trying to persuade people to come around to your way of thinking. So I would say the Electoral College would help if I put college, right? Should be abolished because, first of all, the winner of the popular vote is not necessarily the winner of the election. Another thing is, electorates do not have to vote the way the voter. Okay, I'll just say constituency wants them to vote. And if both candidates are close to winning with electoral, let me go back and say, if the election is undecided, the House of Representatives chooses the next president. And I'm going to capitalize that we've always learned to do that. I don't know why people have done that differently. Because when you put president, you have to say president of the United States, you know it's of the United States. Otherwise, if you say the next president, it could be the president of Google, not the supreme power in the United States. So here's my thesis. The Electoral College should or must be abolished because, first of all, the winner of the popular vote is not necessarily the winner of the election. Electorates do not have to vote the way the constituency wants them to vote. And if the election is undecided, the House of Representatives chooses the next president. And I just want to say, even though we're not doing this, my problem with that is, let's take Biden and Trump and say that they run again against each other, and it's a close race and neither side is backing down or going forward. Well, as we are now, the House of Representatives in the United States is controlled by Republicans. So then the Republican nominee, you can bet, is going to be the president. So in that case, Trump would be president. So that could be problematic for either party. That just is supposed to be fair, but it doesn't reek of fairness. Okay, so now I finished that. And now, let's see, let me go back over here. I wanted to just go back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so when you click on this and you click on detail view, okay, it will give you, I think it's trying to load. If you click on the question, the research question, it will bring all of this up. And periodically you will want to do that. Just make sure you're still on the same page, that you're not varying from what you said you were going to do. You're staying on this topic. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is go to sources. So let's go over here for just a minute. Hold on just a minute. What I did is I went ahead and went to Academic Search Complete, and I found an article. What I did is I put Electoral College abolish. That was one of the drop-down choices when I put Electoral College. And I narrowed it from 2020 because I knew that was a controversial election to 2023. And I just put magazines. Okay, then it narrowed this down to 115, and that's definitely manageable. And flipping through here, I just couldn't resist this. Mr. President, we have some bad news and some good news. Bad news is you lost. The good news is you won. I mean, how confusing is that? I just thought, yep, I want to know about that. So I want to kind of see what it's about. So I click on the title and I go down here because it's biased towards small states that tend to favor Republicans and undervalues large coastal states where Democrats run well, the Electoral College is resistant to demographic shifts that should favor the Democrats. Okay, and then it goes on and it goes on, and it looks like a really, really good article that I'll want to read. So, what do I do next? I go to email. I email it to myself. And please get into the habit of using your Dallas College one. I don't want it in plain text form. I don't want the HTML. I just want the PDF, and it is already in MLA format. All right, I went over to my email, and this is what I received. So here is the actual article. Now, what I would do is download it and maybe start a folder somewhere on your computer where you put all of these in there. Just keep them dropped in there. That's just funny. I love it. So I'm going to go through here, and let's say I read through it and I go, yeah, this is something I want, but I've still downloaded it. All right, going back to the email. The other benefit that I have here is that it gave me the MLA citation. Now, I'm going to highlight, I'm going to right click, copy that. And if I were you, I would go ahead and have a new blank Word document ready. I may be repeating some things, but just because I just did about 5 minutes worth and realized that the recorder was not on. So, okay, so this says your okay, is paused. Okay. So when you send an article to yourself, this is what you will see. So what you're going to do is copy that, and I would have a Microsoft Word document waiting. I would have this already opened, and then I would put, okay, you don't have to have it properly formatted. You can copy and paste all of them, make sure that they're alphabetized by last name, if no last name, by the article title. You're never supposed to have all capital letters when you're talking about somebody's name. Now, if you're saying ABC News, of course, NBC News, of course, Fox, no, NBC, of course, TBS, of course. But just regular words like this are not supposed to be alphabetized. I mean, are not supposed to be capitalized. So make sure you're in the home, on the home page. Don't go to insert, don't go to draw, don't go to any of these others. But notice right up here, it says capital A, lowercase a. That's where you want to go, because it's like magic. It gets rid of all of the words that shouldn't be capitalized, but it capitalized the first letter, which is what you want. Okay, there we go there. So see, all of the capital letters are gone. All right, so I want to change the font. You got it, to 12 Times New Roman. You already know that from last year or last semester. And one more thing, EBSCO it should read Academic Search Complete. Academic Search Complete is a specific database within that within EBSCO. EBSCO is huge. Okay. So I'll go ahead and save that. And I already kind of have. I put works cited electoral college and I put it in my documents. Okay, so that you can pull it up, because what you're going to do is copy and paste this to the end of your essay eventually. So you can either correct them as you're putting them in here, or you can just put all of them in there and then alphabetize them by the last name, or by the article of the title if there is no author, and just do them all at one time. That's up to you. Okay. Okay, so now I'm back to my projects page, and I want to click on it, and I want to add a source. The one that we just went over. There's good news and there's bad news. And notice this is a pile of books, or you could call them magazines, whatever you want to do. But go up here to new source. Go to, where did you find it? You found it in a database, right? It was a magazine. Now, most of these you will do the way I'm doing right now. It will be rare, but you will probably have to create your own citations. But why recreate what's already been created and emailed to you? Yeah, that's a good question, isn't it? So this is what you're going to do. You're going to click on, you're not going to go through all of this. No, 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 no. You already have it from Academic Search Complete. So you're going to click on copy and paste citation, and then a window opens here. And I had done a Control C. So let me try Control V. Okay. Now, yes, I know that's not in the proper format, but don't worry about it. And then here you can write all of your notes that you want to write on it. This talks about how Donald Trump the dilemma Donald Trump, I'm just making this up. You need to still go back and read it. Faced when he lost the 2020 election. It includes let's just say interviews with his campaign staff, information from Dominion, the company who supplied some of the voting machines, statements from poll workers, statements from Senator Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell. So it's just kind of telling me what I'm going to find in here. I will want to go more in detail. I think he has a D in there. Okay. All right. So I'm going to save that. I mean, I can do that, but I'm going to do a card on it later. So it is doing that. So that's why you want to copy and paste that. And I would get rid of the capital letters. I think it's going to help you with the rest. I have no idea why this is taking so long. Let me refresh. Okay, so hmm, okay, and then you could put a new source in, but now I want to go back up here and make sure that it's saved. Okay, so I'm going to go here. No, it did not. And the reason I know it didn't is because it should show one here. So let's try this again. The new project. Okay, new source. It's a database. It's a magazine. We're going to copy and paste right here. Oh, make sure it's in here. Okay, there we go. Okay. And that's all I'm going to put. I'm not going to put anything down here. Now I'm going to save that. I didn't put it in the right box, y'all. That's what the problem was. Okay, so here is my magazine. Now, I'm just going to do this for right now. So if you want to add note cards to this, but before we add a note card, let's put one more source. All right. Okay, let's find another article to add there. Okay. A creaky old system. That's compelling. And one thing I forgot to show you, you go right here, it'll tell you how many pages there are. So 42, 43, 44. There are 3 pages, but it actually tells you that. Okay, let's try that one. Let's say we want to read that one. Okay. Let's go to the PDF. I mean, you can read the blurb on it, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to use this. Excuse me. Also, be careful. This doesn't start the upper left-hand corner. It starts down here and then it goes down and goes down and goes down. Okay. Let's say I read this one, love it, email it to myself, and send. Okay, so here it is. It came over here at post at ebsco.com. Here's the article. I can click on that. I can download it to my computer, give it a title if you want to, the creaky old system, and just save it there. Okay, y'all know how to do that. So let me go back now to, not only does it give you that, and you can download it, keep it to your computer, wherever you keep it there. Here's the works cited. Okay, so I'm going to just try it this way. Let's just do it this way. Let's right click it. No, never mind. We're going to right click it. Then we're going to go over back to that sheet. We're going to right click it. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to do that capital A, little a again, capitalize each word, and there is that. Okay, now you could, if you don't want to type this over and over again because it's going to increase the likelihood that you're going to make a typo, just copy and paste over that. And I don't feel badly about telling you that because our librarian did that. Every time she talked to my student, she said, yeah, just copy and paste it. Okay, so make that Times New Roman 12. Now do a Control C. Now I'm back over to my source sheet, which will eventually become your works cited. And it actually does all the alphabetizing for you. Okay, so there's new source, database. It is a magazine because that's all I wanted to pull up as magazines. And remember, copy and paste. Then you're going to go here and do Control V. Or not. Let's try this. Just do right click paste. Okay, yeah, just get it to open that window. So play like you're going to paste it and it'll open that. Now go Control V and say okay. Save that. So did you see how it alphabetized that for you? Okay, so let's say now you're ready to go to the cards. Well, you could do that one of two ways. Okay, so, well, hold on. Let's go back. Let's go back and look at our projects because it should show two sources. See, two sources, but no cards, right? Okay, so we're going to go back. I'm going to go back in. And we're going to add new cards. So go to note cards. Okay, so it says new note card. All right. Note card title. This is where I would put the title of whatever your main point is. I think right here, because you should have three section or three supporting points. One of them is that the popular vote winner is not necessarily the winner of the election. The second one is that electorates can vote however they want to and lie to you and get away with it. And the third is you may have to depend on the House of Representatives to elect or call the race and say so and so is the election is the winner of the election, and the other party is going to be really upset, and we're going to have another situation like we had back in 2020 where some people are still saying that it was a stolen election. But then you also are going to have a counter argument, and don't forget that you've got to show the good sides of it. So, but let's go ahead and just say popular votes might not matter. And then everything else, I would say popular votes don't matter. Okay, now watch this. Select which one you want. Which one do you want this one to go with? Okay, so I'm going to say it came from this. Now, you can copy, paste, annotate here. Capture the author's words and images, get quotes and attribution right. We'll talk about attribution right. We'll talk about that later. Mark up the quote by coloring and highlighting the text. Now, this is where you need to be very, very, very careful. Because if you are copying something, you got to make sure you put it in your own words. Let me see here. I'm going to see if I can find that other one. Let's see, open file. Downloads. This one. Okay. So let's say I'm going and I've got bad eyesight, so that's how you click it to make it bigger. My goal is to get elected. Okay, Warren may be ready. Her critique throughout the campaign call me old fashioned, but I think the person who gets the most votes should win. Okay, so what I might do is highlight that and do a Control C and go over to, hold on. Oh, come on. I know y'all can't see all this stuff up here, but okay, so I could go Control V. Okay. No, it still didn't do it. Hold on. Maybe I have to go to, well, I don't want me to do that. Imagine that. Mm, let me try this. Let's try doing this and then do a copy and paste. I don't know if it's going to work or not. You might play around with it. It's always dangerous to do this because some kids are going to leave it in the words of the author and you're going to get a 0 on the paper. Okay, so there, you have to copy it and put it in the box. Okay, I don't want all of this. So what I'm going to do is say Elizabeth Warren, and I want to say who she is. I think she's a Massachusetts, but let me see. I know you're not seeing this, but I'll show you where I am. What I'm doing is I'm going over here and copying and pasting, but Elizabeth Warren, we know she was a candidate. Maybe that's all I need to do. Okay. Republican candidate. Summed up the entire electoral college when she said, or when she commented. Now, this part right here, you have to put it in quotation marks. Okay, when she commented, call me old fashioned, but I think the person who gets the most votes should win. Okay, and that's where we're going to end it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to say that this was written by Nichols, but then we have to put what page it was on. Notice after I put the quotation marks, go here. After I put the quotation marks, do you notice I didn't put a period? You don't. What I'm going to do is put Nichols, and then I simply on a PDF, you can easily find the page number. Let me go here. Okay, go down to here, and it doesn't have the page number, but it has it here. So the page number is, it looks like 17 as best as I can tell. Yeah. All right, we got that from page 17. So then this way it's ready to put in to your paper too. Okay, okay, Nichols, and then you put space 17. Just one space. I put 2. And that might be all I want for the most part. Democrat. Okay. And I'm taking all of this out. Remember, it's dangerous. Do not play with fire. I actually did change everything up except for the actual quote. And notice that there's no period here. You put a space, then you put a parentheses, Nichols space 17. There's no P for page. There's no PG for page. It's just simply, and this is why you use MLA, because anybody reading it will understand it. Okay, I don't think it matters, but I'm going to go up to here. Okay, so then you have to write that in your own words. So let's see. Giving an election, oh, declaring a candidate the winner of a presidential election without acknowledging that, I'm going to say she won one day, maybe before I die, that she won the popular election is not only unfair, it is also undemocratic. Okay. Original thinking here. This is the so what. So what? So what? Because at least two presidents have been elected who won the electoral but not popular votes. Okay. Okay. One later assassinated. And the other currently facing criminal charges, including orchestrating an insurrection Capitol on January 6th, 2022. Is that right? One and the other been elected because they won the electoral but not the popular votes. Oh, will they not let me go any further? Popular votes. Okay. Well, I'm gonna say two. Maybe there's a word. Okay. Two presidents, one leader assassinated, and the other now facing criminal charges. I'm gonna take that out. Orchestrating an insurrection on have been elected because of, okay. popular. And my whole point here is that, and I would add more to it in my paper, is that one has to wonder what in the world would have happened had these two individuals not been elected, because in both cases something controversial happened. Now, I'm not saying that other things weren't controversial. Nixon won both of them, and he was going to be impeached, but he decided to bow out and resign before he was totally made to look like a fool, but he still did. Okay, now I'm going to save and close this. Well, why is it not doing that? It's not telling me. So let's see, save and close. Okay. Do I have to take that out? It looks like I can still have more characters, but I guess not. Save and close. Okay, what am I not doing right? Well, anyway, so you will save and close this. I'm going to take a screenshot of this just in case. All right, save and oh, good, it did it. Good. All right, so now this shows up under this title: popular votes might not matter. So later you'll organize those, but let's click on it. And here's my note card. It's got what page and everything. Okay, so you might get your one about Congress or the House of Representatives. You might put that under the same. You might find something out about that, put it under the same source. But right now, you have two sources. You need to have 3 to 5. You have one note card. You should have at least 25 note cards. So that'll give you an idea. So when you sign out and you go back in, it'll still be there. So I'm going to sign back in. Okay. Get out of this. I was scared there for a moment. Okay, so here is, let's just click on it and look at it. I'm going to make it a little smaller so we can entail more. You have 2 magazines. Here they are here. And you'll be so glad that you did it here, because you'll probably end up doing your works cited off of this, but just keep that other piece of paper handy. You might lose something. I don't know. Okay, so here are my sources, and here is my one card. And keep in mind, as you get them, you can move them around and put them in columns and all of that. So you want to keep them so that you want to put all of the ones about popular votes might not matter in this one. Or you could put the cons of abolishing, which would be the reason why you should keep it, which would also be your counter argument. You might call it counter argument, and then title the rest of them what your other supporting points are. So that's how you do it. And we're going to do a little bit of research before we get too much into this, but I mean, next week we can go ahead, or I guess I'm doing this on Thursday. So on Monday, you can start putting down sources, but I would wait till you've looked at several before you start putting them here. Okay, 3 to 5 sources.